Thanks for joining us. Time to get ready for NBA action on 2K Sports. It's Saturday night basketball. It's going to be the Dallas Mavericks up against Joe Johnson and the Atlanta Hawks. And that's it for now. I'll see you again at halftime. Until then, Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke with the call.
History in the making.
We're at the home of the Hawks, a fortress of basketball. Phillips Arena here in downtown Atlanta. And a one-game homestand for Atlanta as the Hawks will try to recharge their batteries on their home court. They've hit a rough spot here early, but still have plenty of time in their season to find their way out.
Kevin, you know, during the course of a long season, every team hits what I call a speed bump on occasion. This team is in that stretch right now, but I wouldn't discount them. They've still got a chance to be really good. This could very well just be a bump in the road.
Yeah, but it could be a pretty big bump, Clark, because they have not looked very good lately, and not at all like what we'd expect them to. So, I think they'll turn it around. I think you're probably right, but you never know. It's not a sure thing.
Here are the starters for Dallas, brought to you by State Farm. They've got Marion. Carter is out there with Jason Kidd. Then there's Nowitzki. And it's Odom in at the power forward. And for the Hawks, Smith and Horford at the 4 and the 5. Heinrich and Johnson in the backcourt. And Stackhouse.
You know, the Mavericks did a really good job against the East, and you have to be strong out of conference if you're going to grab the number 3 seed in the West.
Let's send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Rick Carlisle. Doris?
One of their harder tasks in this game will be finding a way to slow down the explosive scorer, Joe Johnson. He said there isn't any one answer, as Johnson can and will play so many different roles in an offense throughout the course of the game. He said he can initiate plays as well as finish plays. We'll just have to make sure we don't lose track of them. Guys?
Thanks again, Doris. Puts up a 3, and again it's Nowitzki with the 3. Nowitzki's got his second bucket of the night. You're right about the Mavs there, Clark. 22 and 8 against the East last year. Steve, some good numbers.
Man, the surprising note, they swept some of the bigger fish over in the Eastern Conference. 2 wins each versus Boston.
Replay here. Sprite Slam Cam showing it once more.
Well, that's a dunk you will not see. Very often. You won't pass that one by.
No doubt about that.
I wish he would, though. You can never see too many of those.
Heinrich passes to Horford. Defended by Nowitzki. And he cruises to the hoop for the layup.
I think one of the most underrated aspects of Al Horford's game is his mid-range jump shot. He is really almost automatic from 16 to 20 feet.
Three-pointer, Kidd, another 3 for Dallas.
Great work. I mean, you have to decide as a defense, just how much damage are we going to allow him to do?
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. You know, speaking of Al Horford's face-up game last season, from 16 to say 23, 24 feet away, he shot 55%. That was good for number 1 in the league.
Boy, that's a surprising factoid there, Kevin. Wasn't aware of that. Knew he was a really good mid-range shooter, rather. Didn't know he led the league from that area. So that's a nice weapon. But it's also a clear indication that he can be relied upon to spread the floor because he makes that shot so consistently.
From about 19 feet, here are the Mavericks now. They're on a 14-6 run. Here's Terry, up and in on the layup. Terry's got his first bucket of the night. Mavericks on D, 8-point game. And this matchup with the Hawks, it's their first meeting of the season.
Well, they were the better team when these two teams got together a year ago, no question. Sweeping the season series 2-0.
And Nowitzki backs in. On the win, Marion. He had 22 points in the win against Sacramento.
That's a nice play there. The more contributors this team can get, the better.
It makes you wonder how the standings might look if some of these teams, actually changed conferences.
Well, Kevin, I think it'd be a whole new world, a totally different world, a whole new set of matchups, but at least everybody gets a couple of games a year to check everybody else out up close.
Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Miami. Long way to go still in the season, but even so, they've got the top spot. And checking out Atlanta, way down below.
Seeing where the Hawks are, they've been nothing more than a pedestrian team, kind of run-of-the-mill. We weren't sure quite what to make of them coming into the season, and as a matter of fact,
Impressive offensive execution. To this point, that's what's gotten them this lead.
well, it's paid off on the scoreboard, the fact that they've been together and productive offensively.
Well, Atlanta was a playoff team a year ago, and they won their share of games, but they didn't appear to be a contender. And despite all the talent that they've had the last few years, you just have to wonder which direction this franchise is heading.
Outside Stojakovic. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki.
They have just been pouring in threes from the start.
And the defense is drowning. I mean, they can't find a way to get out of the hole. I mean, a nice lead to start the game with.
With the break in the action, here is the 2K leaderboard to show us the league's best shooting teams last season. Fifth, the Mavericks.
You know, after that solid performance last year, there will be a lot of high expectations this year. And nothing stays exactly the same for a team from year to year. There are a lot of dynamics involved, particularly shooting percentage.
Here's Teague, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. Steve, that Mark, you had about Atlanta. They kind of backed into the playoffs, but Clark, they woke up when they got there.
They did. I mean, it seemed like they were sleepwalking through the regular season, inconsistent and not being able to put together any kind of strong winning streaks. But when the playoffs came around, they showed you what we thought we were going to see during the regular season.
Yeah, you're right. For three, Kidd, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 3 assists tonight.
Defensively, this team is just giving up way too many open looks.
You're exactly right. And to battle back, they've got to shore that defense up, Steve.
What a fantastic shooting display. He's finding the net every time this quarter.
And there's Terry. 14 points from him the last game against Sacramento. Tipped away.
Turned it over there, but they built this lead by making the most of their possessions and keeping their turnovers really low.
Here's Teague. Terry covering. Here's Pachulia. Takes it right up. Good.
Well, he really used the height advantage there down on the block.
Mavericks leading by 8. And Nowitzki backs in. Again, the Mavericks score.
Good team effort here, and that's what's gotten them this double-digit lead.
You know, I tell you what, Steve, the way they come out here in the first quarter, they might blow them out of the water.
Teague dishes to Johnson. Stackhouse.
Come on, he's got to know better than to try to force that pass down low.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first.
Coming up next Thursday night, Andre Iguodala and the Philadelphia 76ers take on Josh Smith and the Atlanta Hawks. The NBA season blasts off. Make sure to catch it.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
You know, the Hawks did not secure home court advantage in the playoffs last season, and the few games they dropped in that chase were against the Western Conference.
Mavericks leading by 10. Well, Clark, you brought the Hawks in the West only 13 wins in 30 games for them against Western Conference opponents. Steve, that's going to have to improve.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to want to be a top seed in your conference, I think you have to play 500 ball at least against the other conference, and Atlanta certainly looking to make improvements. This year.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And so in the game for the Hawks, Williams and Smith. Oh, man! And our Sprite Slam Can gives us another look.
That is hang time. Ladies and gentlemen, we call that helium. Yeast rises and helium floats.
Style and grace and cooking from Special K.
And a little bit of strength thrown in there too, Clark.
From the stripe, and the Hawks getting another basket right there.
Guys, you're not going to get away with that kind of defense when he's got the ball. I mean, you got to do better than that. And guys, I thought it was a breakthrough performance in last year's playoffs for Jeff Teague. I mean, the injury to Kirk Hinrich created an opportunity for him to play, and he took advantage of the minutes.
Takes a three, another three for Dallas.
And he'll look for the three anytime he can get it, especially in transition. And you talk about Jeff Teague, Clark. He was really impressive in that series against Chicago. Got his chance, as you said, after the Hinrich injury, and made the most of it. His tremendous speed really changed the way Chicago had to defend. And I thought he played a big role in Atlanta's fight. They gave Chicago a really tough battle.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Josh Powell is checked in for Smith. Stackhouse comes in for Marvin Williams. And it's Johnson in for Jeff Teague.
Boy, they are really getting chewed up inside here. I mean, that's 8 of the last 10 points they've given up inside. Oh, watch out below. Run for cover, young fella. That's worthy of a standing O for that one. He's getting a standing O. You've got to get up for that.
I'm up. Hey, you know, he does deserve a little special treatment for that one.
Fellas, just sit down. Let's leave it to the fans, all right? Settle down. Got just enough of them on the way out to draw that whistle.
I thought that was a good call, Steve. I mean, you could see how that affected his shot just a little bit.
And once again, the Mavs were a terrific road team last year, winning 28 games and losing 13 away from Dallas.
On the wing, too. Who's guarded by Johnson. And yes, sir, that one drops. That's 10 points for Jason Terry.
He was really a non-factor in that first quarter, but he's found a way to step it up here.
You know, Clark, you always don't think of them that way, but the Mavs have been a great team on the road for quite some time.
You know, you do overlook that, Kevin, until you look at the numbers. I mean, I'm not sure why it is, but they consistently are at the top of the NBA in road wins year to year. Even closed out their first-round playoff win last year on the road. That's always impressive.
Hinrich kicks to Powell. Good, and Hinrich gets the assist. Hinrich's got 3 assists tonight.
Boy, that is a sweet feed from his team. Oh! Now that's just rubbing it in, fellas.
Throwing it down with style.
These folks are not going to forget that one anytime soon.
So for the Hawks, Josh Smith, he's checked in for Powell. And Marvin Williams subbed in for Jerry Stackhouse. The and one is good, so a 3-point play that time.
Well, Marion will never get back to his days in Phoenix when he was a 20-point, 10-rebound guy, but still a very versatile player on this deep Dallas roster. And he can be very effective in a number of ways for the Mavericks.
And Nowitzki backs in. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. Joe Johnson picks one up. Thinking about marrying some more. He's versatile enough to really help Dallas in a lot of areas, as we saw in the playoffs.
That's exactly right. You can slot him at either the 3 or the 4 spot, and along with Dirk Nowitzki, I mean, that can cause some major headaches for a lot of other teams in the league.
Well, Dirk Nowitzki has been so good throughout his career, and I think maybe most impressive has been his consistency. He has now averaged better than 20 points per game for 11 consecutive seasons. That is amazing.
Marion with the steal.
Anticipating that pass so well. Beautifully done.
Down hard.
A monster throwdown. Wow. Boom.
Yeah, going straight to the hoop, attacking the whole way.
Yeah, nice finish. Cap that break off in style.
Pulls from the top of the key, and Heinrich gets it to go. Heinrich's got 8 points. Mavericks leading by 10. And Nowitzki backs in. Kidd against Heinrich, and they double up Kidd. The turnaround, and that one's good. 14 points for Nowitzki.
You know, you can give a defender a lot of trouble if you're consistent with that turnaround jumper. It's almost impossible to block.
Heinrich passes to Horford.
I really like Al Horford's game, guys. He rebounds the ball, he defends. He's a nice passer, too. And he's a guy who can score. Not a fluid post game, but you throw him the ball down there and he can score for you.
So for the Hawks, Josh Powell is checked in for Smith. Stackhouse comes in for Marvin Williams, and it's Teague in for Joe Johnson. And the Mavericks making a change here as well. Stojakovic is checked in, and the basket by Nowitzki. And we touched on Al Horford's passing last season. He ranked Clark first among all centers in the league with 3.5 assists a game.
Yeah, Kevin, I like his ball skills. He does a nice job handling. He's a good passer. He can rip and run better than just about any center in the league. Excellent mobility.
Good look. And another basket for Dallas.
You look at their scoring. Mid-range jumpers account for 6 of their last 10 points.
Well, defensively, they're doing a nice job of keeping them out of the paint, but you got to give them credit. They're knocking down shots.
T kicks to Horford. Lifts up. Mavericks leading by 12. A 3 from Stevenson, and a great assist by Kidd as that one goes in. Stevenson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Buries it from 14 feet.
Gotta love the use of the bounce pass there. Perfect feed.
And Nowitzki backs in. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Nowitzki's got 8 points in the quarter. Now T. He's got 8. Over Kidd. Again, the Hawks score.
But you've got to get the ball out of his hands, bring an extra defender, and force somebody else to beat you.
I agree with you. Make him give it up.
And no good trying to get that one. And we finished one half of basketball. 2K Sports, back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta.
It's Saturday night. We're feeling all right. Let's get to the HP halftime report. The Mavericks are making it look easy so far. The three-point shooting, ridiculous. They're knocking down everything. Dirk Nowitzki's been clicking through too. Seems like everything's falling for him. Not sure if he even knows how to miss. And the Hawks have been plugging away. They sit here at 500 in the early going. The chance to add a W tonight. Joe Johnson playing effortlessly. How's that for a shooting percentage? 100. Yes, 100% from the court. Not too bad. We've got a pair of guys here who've been huge factors so far tonight. And now, other NBA games in the books from earlier. Let's check them out. At Time Warner Cable Arena, the Bobcats with the win over the Cavaliers. They're 2 for their last 5 games now. They'd like to ride a little momentum. Corey Maggette led the team in points. And another game that wrapped up out at Amway Center was the Magic losing to the Hornets. Only 2 points short in the end, their top scorer, Gilbert Arenas. And here's a look at the other NBA action around the league. The Sacramento Kings currently trailing the Spurs out in San Antonio. They'll have to overcome a 7-point deficit in the fourth quarter to pull it out. And that'll do it for us here. Let's get you back out to Kevin Harlan and the 2K broadcasting crew for the second half.
And welcome back to Atlanta, Georgia. Beautiful scenics of downtown Atlanta tonight with the centerpiece, Phillips Arena, home of NBA basketball. Mavericks leading by 13.
Well, you look at Atlanta's team makeup last year, and it was similar to previous seasons. Very talented front court, some strong wing players, but nobody really running the show, and that was one of the reasons they traded for Kirk Heinrich at midseason.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks. Kidd and Terry on, manning the backcourt. Odom out there with Nowitzki, and it's Marion in at the 3. Nowitzki for 3. Good, and the assist to Kidd. Kidd's got 3 assists now in this one. Back to Atlanta. They haven't had a controlling point guard in quite some time, Clark. You know, we heard Steve talk about Heinrich. Good pickup. They may still be looking for a little bit more.
Yeah, I think you may be right. Eventually, it always seems to catch up to them not having that elite, premier point guard type. They played well in the postseason without one, but they'll need a true floor general to become great to take that next step.
Remember a couple years ago, they had that high pick, and they could have chose
Chris Paul, CP3. I remember that.
And they went another direction.
We've seen some great shooting from him today. They've got to lean on him a little bit more.
Out of bounds. They'll keep possession. Here is the 2K leaderboard with last season's top passing teams. Second, the Mavericks.
Yeah, wonderful passing team, and it was the kind of basketball that fans love to watch. Very unselfish.
Fader on the way, and it's Dallas with another.
You know, guys, I'm pretty sure when everybody else leaves the gym and goes home, Dirk Nowitzki just sneaks back into the gym and kind of hangs out at that foul line area. He's so comfortable at the elbow and at that high post area. He just shoots right over the top of everybody. It looks like a layup for him.
Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Look at the Mavericks. Right now they're off to a fast start. First place in the conference. And checking out Oklahoma City, a game and a half away.
You know, right now for the Mavericks, they've been effective in just about every aspect of the game. I mean, you can't find too many things that they do wrong. They're a very complete team.
Which is exactly why they've been able to maintain their status, Clark, as one of the favorites for the NBA title this season. I mean, there's no easy way out against this club on a nightly basis. I mean, they're talented, they execute, they're well coached. That's why they are who they are.
Getting back to what Steve said about Dirk, with his height, Clark, that elbow shot is virtually impossible to guard.
We call it ATM time. Because when he gets it there, nobody can bother him. And he also can go by you. He's unorthodox, but he can still, because you have to respect that shot. He has the option to drive as well, but he's a remarkable shooter.
Heinrich kicks to Smith. Over Odom. Smith gets it to go on the assist by Heinrich. 8 points for Smith. Mavericks leading by 11. Here's Terry. Great D that time from Johnson.
This is why you need size inside, the ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
The lead now in single digits. Johnson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You know, after the disappointing end to their 2010 playoff push, the Hawks decided to make a change at the head coaching position and went with...
And he slams it home. Here's the replay on the strike slam pin.
Well, he got enough time there to put a little something extra on that one. 2 scoops. Ice cream after that.
Well, that's a play that's going to be remembered from this game, that's for sure.
I think that was more like a banana split, Clark.
Dallas calls timeout.
You know, Dallas survived the Blazers in round 1 and had to deal with a much bigger threat in L.A. in round 2.
Atlanta making some changes. Pachulia comes in for Al Horford. And it's Teague in for Kirk Heinrich. Then for the Mavericks, Haywood comes in for Lamar Odom. And it's Peja Stojakovic.
Decided to go with a little trickery, went to the reverse. You got to love that.
We don't get to see too many of those.
No, we got to savor that one for sure.
Here's Teague. He's got 10. He's picked up by Kidd. Teague kicks to Johnson. Terry covering. Out to Smith. Over Terry. Smith gets it to go on the assist by Johnson. 12 points for Smith. Mavericks leading by 6. Nowitzki for 3. Another 3 for Dallas.
You know, he's a rarity in the NBA, guys. A big man who can launch it from deep.
Open shot, Johnson. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
You see very few mistakes from him at that end of the floor.
Out of bounds, and they'll keep possession. And here's what's upcoming now for the Hawks. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Here's Nowitzki. He's got 26. Outside Kidd. Another 3 for Dallas.
Well, I like that he's come up with some big baskets for this team to help him out in getting this lead.
Here's Teague. He's covered by Kidd. Good look. Nice shot by Smith. Smith's got 11 points here in just the second half.
He's putting the team on his back, trying to keep his team in this thing, and he's doing a pretty good job.
The Hawks trail by 8, and they're on the break. Here's Stackhouse. Three-pointer. Another 3 for Atlanta.
And the pace has really ramped up in the second half.
Steve, I like the re-energized effort here. I mean, he's nothing about it.
Nice shot by Terry.
And a 3 the other way.
Back and forth we go, neither side giving an inch.
Tries it from the top of the key. Again, the Hawks good for 2. Mavericks leading by 6. Here's Haywood. Off target with that shot.
Well, sometimes he really lacks the confidence he needs when he's driving to the basket.
Such a wide open look. Johnson's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
You know, even though it's transition, he's got the green light to fire from there if he has a good look at it.
Gets it to go. 22 points for Jason Terry.
And he responds with his own three-pointer.
Yeah, he came right back with his 3. And we're seeing a bit of gamesmanship right here, Steve.
From 20 feet out, a nice shot by Teague. 14 points for him. Now, here's Haywood. Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the fourth quarter. Dirk Nowitzki having a dominant impact in this game.
Now, it's been nothing but positive for this team. The way he's been really selective with his shot making, been very unselfish. I think this has been an efficient performance for him.
I agree with you, Steve. Very few questionable decisions, if any, from him, as he has always looked for the best shot every trip down the floor. I mean, I like the fact that he's judicious in his approach.
We'll be right back here from Atlanta.
As the NBA season heats up, the New Orleans Hornets go up against the Los Angeles Clippers next Thursday, 10:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Pacific.
While we're still getting underway here in the fourth, let's go down to Doris Burke, who has our Sprite Spark of the game report. Doris?
Yes, gentlemen, the spark today came from the Dallas Mavericks. No hiccups in their game plan, has everything rolling in their direction. Sometimes things just fall into place, and it looks like it's one of those games.
Thanks, Doris. Williams and Smith are in there at the forward positions. Sy is out there with Heinrich. And it's Horford in at the center. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. And it's just Smith with the finish. Now let's check out this Sparks slam dunk.
Come on now, I didn't see that. Can you believe that finish? Oh, a little bit of flair and flavor at the end of it.
Oh, that'll be a fan.
That was not your average, typical dunk.
And the Mavericks all-time here.
Well, Atlanta was in the playoffs a year ago, but they were not as strong as they were the previous year. And one of the reasons their home record suffered a bit.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Rick Carlisle was going over with his team in that last huddle. He told his guys, listen, this is going to be a fantastic win, but if we let it get away from us, it'll be just as bad a loss. Let's make sure that doesn't happen, okay? I'm sure they were listening, Kevin.
And on that Atlanta Hawks team, still a good team. We talked about the problems at home, not as dominant perhaps as before. I mean, sure, Clark, for every coach, winning at home becomes priority number one.
You know, you look at their numbers, they won 34 a season ago and then just 24 in the recent season. I mean, that's a 33% drop. That's a significant change.
Boy, that is just good stuff for him. Nice touch.
Three from Stevenson, another three for Dallas.
He answers right back with a three of his own.
Well, you can see it. They're getting into it a bit. A little mano here. One-upsman's just taking place.
Side. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist. Heinrich's got assist number 99. Wow, what an effort here tonight. And Sean Henry with the slam.
That is sensational, fellas. I mean, just how dangerous is he with the ball in his hands like that?
I think the answer, Clark, to that is this. Pretty easy.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah, no question. He is a polished scorer, isn't he?
Here is he's guarded by Stevenson.
Just an unbelievable display of offense here today.
Well, it seems like every shot that goes up finds its way to the loop. I mean, every player is sharp on target.
On the way. Again, the Mavericks score.
I think their only hope now, Clark, is to slow them down with a double team.
Well, they got to stop the bleeding. Put the tourniquet on it. It keeps them tough to play straight up.
Atlanta calls timeout. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
I thought they committed a lot of unnecessary fouls in that game, guys. And they got into trouble. And in the end, that may have been a difference.
Yeah, and that's really a lot of discipline there. I mean, they just weren't under control defensively during a lot of the game.
Here's Heinrich. He's missed that by the kid. Now that's the Johnson. Johnson.
I think he was saving that one for a special occasion.
Here's the shoots.
He can do all he can to keep his team in the game. Hasn't necessarily shot.
play, a big percentage, a high percentage of their baskets have come off assists.
Just one more assist and he'll have the double-double.
I love the awareness he's showing in the half court tonight.
Back to Horford. Dunks it down.
The one-hand dunk, and it's the most basic of all. Keep it simple.
And probably the most reliable.
Yeah, hard to mess that one up.
Here's Terry, and another basket for Dallas.
He's so clutch, Kevin. When the pressure is at its highest, that's when he's at his very best.
Now Stackhouse kicks to Johnson. They're moving it around. For three. Yes! And that shot brings them to within just one.
Huge bucket.
They don't get much bigger than that, Steve.
Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. I mean, now's the time to use the clock to your advantage. Take your time. Milk the clock a little bit.
Heinrich with it. Smith outside. Takes it up. Deflected by Nowitzki. A chance here to possibly put it out of reach.
Now they've got to focus, make sure this is a good, solid possession. They can take control of this game.
And an intentional foul right there. There's 25 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And so they foul intentionally.
I know you have to foul, but you don't want to hit a good foul shooter like that.
Yeah, you'd much rather have somebody else get to the line than this guy. He's an excellent free throw shooter.
Perfect from the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Clutch free throws there. He drained them all to raise the lead.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're behind by 6. There's 21 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Well, there's a little bit of time here to play with, so a 3 and a quick foul could make things interesting.
Very much so. Either way you cut it. They need a pair of threes and some help at the other end as well. Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Not a lot of options there. They have to try to extend this game, so good foul.
Yeah, and if they can catch a break, they might still be able to tie this thing up, Steve. Talk about a clutch free throw, Kev. That one just might have sealed the game.
Heinrich kicks to Johnson. Here's the 3. Trifecta!
He's just so clutch. Here's a guy you want on your side with the game on the line, Kevin.
They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point. Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And a second attempt at the line, no good. That will count. Misses the shot. So it's an arrow victory for the Mavericks, pulling out the W. Well, they don't get much more exciting than that, Clark.
They sure don't. And when it was gut check time, this team kept their composure, kept their emotions in check, and got it done.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Dirk Nowitzki.
Okay, let's check out the results for the November 19th series. Butter on sale in Chicago. That's that the green says we're gonna enter the free agent. Cover asks for boost rate. And Kings enter the 10 losing streak, and then the Kings lose Montreal and backstar 1%. Let's check out the scores. Let's check out the daily view. 91 to 61 for the Bobcats. The scoring by Giddy scores 24 points. And then we got two double-doubles there as Kemba Walker scores 18 points and 10 assists. And Thomas scores 11 points and 14 assists. And Jamison scores double-double, but Vergel did not get a double-double. Irving scores 24 points. Check out the Hornets Magic, the upset in overtime. Arena scores 27 points, and Davis scores 22 points. Gordon scores 28 points, and Jack scores 22 points. Even Landry almost a double-double. Rockets Nets. Scola scores 35 points, and Dragic scores double-double. Even Lopez almost at double-double with 28 points and 8 reports. The Grizzlies beat the Timberwolves. Even the second quarter bad start, 29 points and then up with 28 to 23 equals. It's 51. It's 51 points as Zach Randall almost a double-double as Kevin Love didn't get a double-double right here. How about the Wizards Nuggets? Nuggets scores, but even Nene scores almost a double-double with 9 boards and 22 points. Another double-double. Even the second quarter, Wizards gets score as only have 7 points. Jumbo only scores 27 points. And Trailblazers in the box, Steven Brandon Jennings scores a double-double with 10 boards and even almost triple-double. 23, 10, and 8. Steven Jackson scores 30 points. Even Roy scores 21 points. Next up, the Kings Spurs. Spurs scores 24, 21, and double-double goes to Duncan, 13 and 12. And Constant scores a double-double, 22 and 10. And then Bulls Clippers, 28 points from Chauncey Billups. And wow! Derrick Rose scores 46 points. 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks. 1 in the great game for Chicago. Let me check out the headlines. As Rose career high leads Bulls past the Clippers. And Derrick Rose names the Player of the Week. Let's check out our Player of the Week. As that's not happened November 6 and 12, didn't get Dirk Nowitzki Player of the Week. Did not get an as Kevin Love Jumbo. On the side, we got November 1 to 5, Iguodala and Nowitzki. November 6 and 12, Rowe and Love. And Rose and Nowitzki still the same in November 13. Let's check out the other D-League. We got Toros defeat Red Close, Bayhawks defeat Armor, Wizards defeat Energy, 66ers defeats Jams, right in the middle. So check out the upcoming games. That's all. 2 games we're not in when they're not playing yet. We got the Warriors, Clippers, Pacers, Pistons, Sixers Heat, Jazz Thunder, Knicks Suns. And then they have an NBA D-League games. Toros, Red Close, Armors, Bayhawks, Wizards Energy, Ohio Stampede, and Defenders Bighorns. This is a simulate truth day here. As the Celtics beat the Warriors, Pistons beat the Pacers, Heat beat the Sixers, Thunder lose to the Jazz, Suns beat the Knicks, and then D-League, Red Close beat the Toros, Bayhawks defeat Armor, Wizards defeat Energy, Stampede defeat Ohio, and Bighorns defeat Defenders. As I forgot, 66ers lose to the Jam. And then November 21, they have 3 D-League games as Defenders versus Bighorns, Skyforce versus Mad Ants, Legends versus Vipers, Blazers versus Bobcats, Timberwolves Rockets, Bulls Jazz, Knicks Kings, Warriors Nets, Thunder Spurs, and Nuggets Clippers. So let's simulate the truth day again. Bighorns defeat Defenders for the second time. They answer just like that. Skyforce lose to Mad Ants. Legends defeat Vipers. Blazers beat the Bobcats. Timberwolves beat the Rockets. Rockets win over the Timberwolves. Bulls beat the Jazz. And somehow, the New York Knicks lose to Sacramento. The Kings pick up the second win of the season, Warriors beat the Nets, Spurs beat the Thunder, and Nuggets beat the Clippers. Now let's check out the upcoming games on Tuesday night. They only have one D-League games as the Wizards playing the Energy. Other games right there. 7 games right there. We got the Pistons, Pacers, Celtics, Wizards, Lakers, Grizzlies, Bulls, Nuggets, Hornets, Suns, Hawks, Heat, and 76ers, Mavericks. And now we're up against Andre Iguodala of the 76ers. Let's see injury report by the Sixers. Ryan Leaky, did Andre Iguodala an injury? Nope. So as you can see, 3 players are injured. Lou Williams, Elton Brand, and Daniels Young. Everyone out for 6 and 8 and to the 4 weeks due to the torn hand ligament, sprained knee, and torn hamstring. This is some BS. Let's check out the standings in the conference. Mavericks up number 1. Rockets surprising as the 2 with 7-3. Warriors are number 3. Blazers, the Lakers, Spurs, Clippers, and the Thunder. And the Nuggets are 8, 9, and 10 in the same spot. How about in the East? Heat still number 1. Bulls are number 2. Magic 3. Pistons 4. Knicks 5. Nets 6, Hawks 7, and Celtics 8. And the even Raptors, Sixers, Pacers, Bobcats, Cavaliers, and the Bucks. Let's check out our power rankings again. Mavericks go 4-0 last week. Last 2 weeks are 6-1. And then Heat are 2-0. So the Heat remains the number 1. Bulls still number 3. Thunder are 4. Magic 5. Knicks 6. And everyone already is. Check out the Sixers are sudden lower rankings up. It's moved down to number 22. So now it's time to save the game. And that will do it, guys. Time to save the game for now. And this is Andre Kenshin. We'll see you in the next game, or tomorrow we're up against Andre Iguodala of the Philadelphia 76ers. Goodbye, and we'll check out another upcoming games on Tuesday. We have the Celtics, Bucks, and the Warriors Lakers Tuesday. And we'll see you next upload tomorrow. Sign out and peace out. Bye.